The approaching snowstorm is sending waves of anxiety through the community. It's becoming clear that this winter is not going to be like any other. The storm is gaining strength and the forecast is dire. This could be one of the most intense snowstorms we've seen in years, and it's crucial that we all take this seriously. We must prepare ourselves for what's coming. Stock up on essentials, double check your heating systems, and make sure you have everything you need to stay safe and comfortable indoors. The snowstorm could bring heavy, blinding snow, strong winds, and freezing temperatures, making travel treacherous and visibility nearly impossible. We just finished dealing with this winter storm, and it broke records everywhere it went. However, we have another strong weather pattern developing with multiple snowstorms expected to form. A very deep trough is moving in from the west coast while a high-pressure ridge forms simultaneously. This will allow a lot of cold air to push through the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast. Meanwhile, storm systems are expected to develop in the Central Plains and move across the Ohio Valley. These systems will likely converge in certain areas, creating conditions for snow and freezing rain to accumulate. This pattern will bring not just one, but multiple storms. I'll provide the latest updates on this evolving weather pattern, what we can expect moving forward after this recent storm, and how to prepare. Power outages. As of early this morning, power outages remain a significant issue. I posted an update at 5 a.m. and conditions are still challenging. It's extremely cold in the south and we're hoping for improvement soon. Currently, Georgia is reporting nearly 50,000 outages, Florida over 40,000, California just over 30,000, Texas at 15,000, and Louisiana at 12,000. Unfortunately, conditions haven't improved much overnight, and with temperatures dropping back into the 20s, the situation is concerning. If you're without power, consider setting up a tent in your living room and covering it with blankets to stay warm. Wind chills are making conditions even more brutal, especially in the Rocky Mountains, upper Midwest, and Northeast. Temperature trends. The good news is that temperatures will moderate slightly tomorrow, with highs in the 40s for many areas. However, wind chills will still make it feel like the 30s in some places, especially in the northern lower 48, where freezing temperatures persist. By Friday, another round of cold air will push southward, reaching as far as Florida. Wind chills will make it feel even colder, so restoring power quickly is critical. After Friday, temperatures should begin to warm up gradually, which will provide some relief. Weather patterns. Looking at the latest data, the Arctic blast we recently experienced arrived about a month earlier than expected. Based on the East Pacific Oscillation, EPO, and jet stream patterns, we are returning to a familiar setup with a deep trough along the west coast. This trough could develop into a cutoff low, leading to another significant snowstorm. Following the trough, a high-pressure ridge will bring colder air from the north, affecting the upper Midwest, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, and Northeast. While this system isn't as strong as the last one, temperatures should remain near average for this time of year. The European model suggests a sharper turn in the jet stream, leading to a stronger cutoff low. This pattern will likely bring multiple clippers across the upper Midwest, causing cold temperatures in the Great Lakes and Northeast. Snowstorm potential. A potential snowstorm may form in the south central region, moving through the Ohio Valley and into the mid-Atlantic or Great Lakes. This system is tied to the developing trough and cutoff low. The Euro and GFS models show a deep trough forming, followed by a high-pressure ridge. This setup will create opportunities for clippers and shortwave troughs to form, bringing colder air and snow to parts of the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast. Looking ahead to February, another cutoff low may develop, though it's too early to confirm. Current data suggests that this system will remain farther north. Temperatures and jet stream patterns. Temperatures will stay cold across the Rocky Mountains and northern lower 48 through the end of January, with a gradual warm up in the south. By late January, colder air will push into the Great Lakes and Northeast, leading into February when we expect a similar pattern. The jet stream will continue to support storm formation and severe weather in certain regions. While the exact impacts are uncertain, I'll keep you updated as we get closer to February. As we approach the end of January, there are chances for a cutoff low to develop, especially during the late 20s of January. This will bring multiple opportunities for snow and freezing rain. Initially, the energy will break apart, with some of it moving across the mid-Atlantic. However, the main piece of the cutoff low will try to move across as we approach the end of the month. Looking at the jet stream, cold temperatures will remain in place, particularly in the Central Plains and Midwest. Snow could be possible in these regions, as well as possibly moving toward the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, and Northeast. When we check the European model, Euro, it shows a similar pattern, with the first piece of energy breaking off and causing some snow. However, the chance for a southern snowstorm is not strong, particularly for the south central region. Jet stream and snowstorm potential. As we move into February, a stronger storm could form, with the energy from the cutoff low moving across the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast. The Euro model suggests that the first system might not meet the right conditions, and temperatures may remain too warm for significant snow. The freezing line, 540 line, will be critical in determining where the snow will form, with colder air dipping through the Midwest and Great Lakes. The GFS model predicts a stronger storm forming between January 28th and 29th, which could bring a winter storm with snow and freezing rain. However, the first system may be too warm for substantial snow and may not fully meet up with the colder temperatures. The second storm toward the end of January, however, could bring a more significant snowstorm. Rainfall and snow, looking at precipitation, this pattern will bring multiple chances for storms, potentially with rain in the south and snow in the north. Florida, for example, could see some much needed rainfall as we move toward the end of January and into February. Both the Euro and GFS models suggest that the first snowstorm may not develop as expected due to warmer temperatures. However, they do agree that clippers will bring snow to the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast, especially with the high ridge in the jet stream coming down from Canada. GFS and Euro model differences. While the GFS model shows a chance for snow with the first system, it will likely be warmer, leading to freezing rain. The Euro model shows a more northern track for the storms. Despite these differences, both models indicate that we will continue to see snowstorms from the trough, bringing colder temperatures and snow to the Great Lakes, Northeast, and possibly parts of the Midwest. Looking ahead to February, the pattern will remain active, with the potential for multiple storms to bring snow and cold temperatures. The jet stream will likely remain in a crisscross pattern, bringing storms from the north and south, with clippers continuing to move across the region. Special message, I'll keep you updated, but make sure to stay prepared for the cold temperatures, especially if you're dealing with power outages. The next 2 days will bring freezing temperatures to the south, so it's crucial to stay safe. We've seen some unusual snow amounts in parts of the southern United States, including Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and now the Carolinas. The pink shading on the radar indicates sleet or a mix of rain and snow, which includes ice pellets falling from the sky. Areas like North Florida, near Jacksonville, and parts of Georgia and the Carolinas, typically known for tracking hurricanes during the warmer months, are now dealing with wintry weather, cold air, and snow movement. This morning, Arctic air is pushing further south than usual. A big system has been moving through the region, affecting not only the U.S., but extending into the Atlantic region of Canada. The system will continue toward Bermuda and parts of the Caribbean. On the flip side, some areas will experience a warming trend and wetter conditions as moisture builds in parts of Central America. Here's a breakdown of what's happening. More snow will be falling throughout the morning in the Carolinas, parts of Georgia, and North Florida, with a wintry mix expected in the next few hours. A front is stretching down through Cuba, bringing some rain and snow to the north. Caribbean outlook and weekend weather. By tomorrow, all of this moisture will move east, reinforcing cooler weather. The front will pass through the Bahamas, pushing colder air into the region. Behind it, moisture from the south will continue to build, especially in the Bay of Campeche, Central America, Guyana, and Suriname. These regions should expect rain as we move into the weekend. This weekend, a different weather pattern is forming with warmer air moving in from the south. We'll likely see a shift from snow to rain, particularly in the southern U.S. However, keep an eye on the next system that will roll across the United States. Tracking snow and temperatures. This morning, snow is falling in parts of the U.S., and the snow will continue through the afternoon, moving out by late morning and into the afternoon. A cold front will bring rain to parts of Florida, the Bahamas, and the Caribbean, reinforcing colder temperatures. The Avalon Peninsula, Nova Scotia, and Bermuda will be impacted by snow and rain as well. By tomorrow afternoon, cold air will push through the Atlantic region of Canada, bringing some snow showers, especially in New England. Keep an eye on a small piece of energy that could enhance snow chances on the Avalon Peninsula by Friday afternoon. Snow cover and temperature outlook. We've already seen record snow amounts in Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle, with some areas receiving up to 9 inches of snow. As this snow continues to fall, it's contributing to colder temperatures, particularly in the southern Gulf. The snow cover is making the air even colder, so expect lower temperatures as the day progresses. In the Caribbean, we'll see spotty showers in places like Dominica, Barbados, Antigua, and Barbuda, but the overall weather pattern will shift. Rain and temperature shifts. By tomorrow afternoon, hit or miss rain will affect areas like Cancun and Cuba, while more rain is building in Guyana and Suriname. Keep an eye on these developments as the pattern changes. Trinidad and Tobago, I'll be monitoring how close some of this rain gets to us as we move forward. There's a spotty shower in St. Lucia, and I'll be keeping an eye on that front tomorrow as it moves across parts of Cuba and the Bahamas. By the end of the week, as we approach Friday, there will be an enhanced chance of rain swinging back through here, impacting areas like the Bahamas and parts of the rain from Guyana and Suriname. We'll also be tracking some showers in our northern zones due to these fronts. Now, this is interesting. Take note of this area right here. This is Arctic air, that really cold stuff from Quebec, Ontario, and back through the Ohio River Valley. There's even a small pocket of it in this region where the snow cover in these unusual areas is allowing sub-zero temperatures in Fahrenheit to settle in. There's a pocket of Arctic air sitting in Louisiana, which is how it feels, and it extends all the way through Mexico. That's why this system has been so unusual, with cold air affecting some unexpected places. Looking ahead to next week, we're likely to see a slight warming trend in some locations, with more orange appearing on the map. With that said, the snow will not reach as far south as expected, instead remaining a bit further north due to a slight surge of warmer air moving northward. As for the seas, they're quite rough due to this system moving offshore. The Atlantic is choppy to rough, especially in pockets like the Bay of Campeche, where we're seeing heights up to 4 meters, about 13 feet. As we move into the end of the week, there's a little chop in the Caribbean by Friday afternoon, and the Atlantic waters will stay elevated. We'll continue to monitor the Atlantic passageways this weekend as fronts move by, making seas choppier than usual. Rain totals aren't expected to be too high. In the New Providence area, we may see up to 25 millimeters, about an inch of rain, with most locations receiving less than that. However, parts of the Florida Keys and western Cuba could see some cold rain, and isolated showers may pop up in the Cayman Islands and Jamaica. Haiti will see a bit more rain, especially toward the Dominican Republic, with spotty showers in Anguilla, St. Martin, and St. Croix. St. Thomas and St. Kitts may have hit or miss showers, but further south, especially Dominica, we could get more substantial rainfall, as indicated by the pink areas on the map. As we move back to Trinidad and the south, we will monitor how close the rain gets. Guyana could receive around 75 millimeters, about 3 inches of rain, leading to possible localized flooding. We're also keeping a close watch on Central America with rain chances in areas like Providencia, the Corn Islands, and San Andreas, where totals could reach 50 millimeters, about 2 inches, or more in some spots. Mexico City will remain mostly dry, but there's an isolated 30% chance of a shower in Jamaica today, with a 20% chance tomorrow. The Cayman Islands have a 20% chance of rain tomorrow and a 30% chance today. Please do not take this lightly. A storm of this magnitude can be extremely dangerous, especially if you're unprepared or caught outside when conditions worsen. Bundle up in layers, wear thermal clothing, and keep your coats, gloves, and hats close. If you don't have to leave your home, don't. Stay off the roads and avoid unnecessary risk. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for my next update. I'll keep you protected before and after the storm.